Hey, today is August 5th and welcome to some news. Today we'll be looking at huge news for Coinbase, big adoption for VeChain, Napster using Web3 and Algorand to reinvent their brand. The SEC further stalls out US crypto with investigations into other exchanges. And we'll be also taking a look at news with China and Taiwan. So let's check it out. Hey, this is Lucas and welcome to the channel. So let's start out with a little bit of smaller crypto news. Do you want to send Bitcoin but it's too slow? Spend the Bits is an XRPL based platform that aims to fix that. Right now, Bitcoin is the most popular crypto, and Spend the Bits will make it possible for Bitcoin to be used in money remittances and at merchants. This wasn't possible before because of the slow speed of transfer. These transactions will be completed in 3 to 5 seconds, and this shows you that everything will run on the XRPL. Napster published Light Paper version 1. It outlines their plan to use Web3 to bring together fans, music makers, and rights holders into the ecosystem. There will also be a Napster token built on the Algorand blockchain. The outline for this token is as follows. Wallet and custody support, both personal wallet and institutional custodial support. Version 1 of Artist Studio and Napster Token Utility. Version 1 of Napster Incentives. Cross-chain interoperability and bridging of Napster to other blockchain ecosystems. And third-party integration framework for Napster Token Utility and third-party content upload. So sounds great and it looks bright for Napster. And in some pretty big news for VeChain, it looks like Amazon and VeChain will enable carbon management services. In the story, we see that VeChain Foundation recently revealed a partnership with Amazon Web Services to support their vCarbon platform. The product will enable companies to obtain information on their carbon footprint to properly manage it and remain compliant with emissions targets. So the upcoming green climate change will be huge for cryptocurrency, and everybody's jumping on board with it. And in some bigger news, we see that every U.S. crypto exchange and Binance is being investigated by the SEC. We'll read the first paragraph here. Widely circulated reports that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating $20 billion crypto exchange Coinbase are just the tip of the iceberg, according to a staffer from the U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis' office. The staffer says that every U.S. crypto exchange and the largest crypto exchange in the world, Binance, are in various stages of being investigated. So while those in the East build and move quickly to secure leadership in the cryptocurrency market, the U.S. is still following policies that will ensure a diminishing role in this new emerging tech. Let's hope the U.S. gets it together. So we've seen recently that a few Coinbase employees were charged with insider trading, and a complaint filed by the SEC claiming that Coinbase was selling securities. Now we are seeing a flurry of news outlining Coinbase working with some of the biggest companies in the world. First, Coinbase announces ETH staking available to U.S. institutional investors. These investors can stake their ETH on Coinbase Prime and participate in yield sharing, and this should launch before the end of the year. Next, we see that Coinbase shares soar on deal to provide crypto services for BlackRock clients. Right now, the stock is over $90 from a low in the high 40s. And lastly, we see news of Meta adding support for Coinbase. Just in, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has announced plans to add Coinbase and Dapper integrations to its platforms. So the next time you see the media and government FUD against a crypto firm, make sure you are buying the stock because it only means the stock will blow up. And in a tweet from Wheezy, we see a developer tell us how ETH does not work. Check it out.
Well, I'm heavily biased, so I started out as a developer on the Ethereum platform. I developed on the Ethereum platform, and then I gave up on the Ethereum platform. I'm here to tell you that Ethereum does not work. That if you are looking at developing on the Ethereum platform, you should stop looking. You should look at EOS because that's a viable platform and you can build something on EOS. Stellar is also a viable platform. You can build something on Stellar. You're not going to be building something useful on Ethereum.
So is this FUD or is it the truth? Will other blockchains like EOS and XLM go on to replace ETH as the networks to build on? Or will all of ETH's problems straighten out after ETH 2.0? And next in the news, we have a tweet from Great Reset Info, and it is a clip of a segment on Kitco where they talk about a new digital currency. Check it out.
Let's move on to your presentation at this conference that you'll be making later in the day. The theme is the demise of the Federal Reserve. Right. Pretty strong words. What do you mean by that?
It is. It's something that the media hasn't caught on to yet, but it is the chain reaction of what is going on right now will lead to this. And basically, I'll be talking about how, the debt that the government is taking on, coupled with the Federal Reserve's balance sheet that keeps ballooning, coupled with interest rates that they just want to keep lower, will eventually create a situation, a collapse in the system, where you will no longer see the Fed in its current form. It'll be kind of abolished, if you will. And that's going to happen strictly because the people will demand it. And they're going to go over it. It relates to cryptocurrency because eventually you're going to see a switch over to this kind of blockchain, crypto, digital currencies that will eventually be the future.
Okay, so you've outlined your thesis. Walk us through the mechanics of how this abolishment, this transition will happen, and what new form the Federal Reserve can take.
Yeah, so the chain of events started actually in 1977 with the dual mandate. So as soon as the Fed got put in the position of having to monitor unemployment plus inflation, that was the beginning of the end for the Federal Reserve. The reason it was is because basically, if you want to keep unemployment low at all times, which is what the Fed wants to do, you have to constantly stimulate the economy, right? By printing money and keeping interest rates low. Well, you can't be the parent that spoils the child and then also be the one that's hard-nosed and says, well, we're going to raise interest rates because inflation's getting out of control. You can't do that. And that was the beginning of the chain reaction that I'll talk about in the presentation. After the collapse, you'll see a new body come up that'll be in charge of the digital currency, whatever it may be, and eventually you'll see this digital currency probably being used all over the world, even as the reserve currency.
So could the government adopt a private sector solution like XRP? How about Bitcoin or another crypto like XLM? We'll have to wait and see, but what I am sure about is that the powers that run global finance already know the answer. And in some bigger news, John Kirby, who serves as coordinator for strategic communications at the National Security Council in the White House, said this earlier this week.
Repeatedly said that we oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We have said that we do not support Taiwan independence, and we have said that we expect cross-strait differences to be resolved by peaceful means.
So, is the U.S. on its way to hand over Taiwan to the Chinese? This would be further evidence that investments made by the big elite are moving away from the U.S. and are being parked in China, and that China is being positioned as the future superpower to replace the U.S., also paving the way for China to control the global reserve currency. And in some related news, China flies ballistic missiles over Taiwan. We see in this article the Chinese People Liberation Army launched military exercises around 6 waters and airspace near Taiwan Island from August 4th to 7th. The Japanese Defense Ministry released a statement on August 4th that China launched 9 ballistic missiles from 3 to 4 p.m. Japan time, and an estimated 4 missiles from the coast of Fujian flew over Taiwan. We're heading for turbulent times in the coming months, and we'll see huge shifts in global power. Are you prepared if there was a large economic shift that displaced the dollar as the reserve currency, or food shortages that could result from all of this turbulence? Tell me in the comments below if you're taking steps to ride out this storm. Are you buying gold, silver, or crypto? Are you doing something else? Are you saving money? Are you stocking up on food? So tell me in the comments. Also, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as it helps this new channel grow. Thanks and take care.